Hey there, my name's David and this is the TheRestylePhile. I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay, and I also consign on the RealReal. We are just coming off of a holiday weekend. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving with your family and friends. So it is not only a special time because of the holiday, but it's also my 1-year anniversary of being on YouTube. So I got into YouTube after buying this camera and also a couple of other electronics in order to start filming and editing videos on Black Friday. I can't believe it's already been a year, and I'm thrilled to continue nurturing my channel, continue to grow it. You all are a big part of that, so thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, please make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. I post reselling videos at least once a week, usually with a what sold video, but I also do thrift hauls, thrift with me's. I also make shorts, so please make sure to subscribe if any of that interests you. I have a what sold video to cover my sales from November 19th through November 25th. I'm going to clue you in on what items are currently selling in my reselling business. That way you know what you should be sourcing at a thrift store. In terms of the sales week overall, it was actually a pretty decent one. The main reason was because I had a sale on Thursday. Holidays are usually great times to run sales just because there's almost always some period of time when you're at a family gathering or something where you are left with some extra time, maybe while you're waiting for a turkey to cook for several hours, and a lot of people will turn to their phone and do some shopping. But up until Thursday, it was actually pretty bare bones, so I was really thankful for all the sales that poured in. Let's start off with Sunday the 19th. I had 2 Poshmark sales and 1 eBay sale. The first Poshmark sale was a downhill racer vintage 80s color block metallic ski jacket size medium. It sold for $35, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $28. I paid $10 for that jacket at a family thrift center, so my total profit was $18. I picked this up just because I really liked the color palette, and it reminded me a lot of sort of like 1990s, 1980s Issey Miyake, but I had it in my death pile forever. I listed it, and it actually sold fairly quickly. The next sale on Poshmark was a no-bull gum sole CrossFit trainer sneakers, size 11.5. They sold for $65, which was my full asking price. After Poshmark's fees, I received $52. I paid $15 for those shoes at Goodwill, so my total profit was $37. They did sit for a while. It did take a couple of months, but they sold at full price and for an excellent price. The last sale for Sunday was on eBay. It was a vintage Western rockabilly concho buckle black leather belt, size 36. It sold for $25, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $23.34. I paid $8 for that belt at Goodwill, so my total profit was $15.34. I didn't really buy this belt with the purpose of reselling it. I initially bought it for myself, but just never wore it, so I figured let me go ahead and list it, and that one sold fairly quickly. I have the exact same belt, but in a tan color that I am waiting to see if that one will sell as well. On the subject of belts, on Monday I had a single sale on eBay, but it was a great sale, and it was a belt. It was a Mean Gene Victory Aegis Brown Heavy Duty Shooter's Belt, size 37. It sold for $85, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $72.34. I paid $20 for that belt at Goodwill, so I paid up for it. So my total profit was $52.34. I had never heard of this belt brand before, but when I saw it at Goodwill, I thought this looks interesting, and the fact that they priced it at $20 told me that there must be something to it. So I went ahead and did some research, and yeah, these belts are fairly expensive, and they have a great sell-through rate, and they retain a lot of their value. It did take a while for it to sell, but it sold for a really great price. I will say, as frustrating as it can sometimes be to pay a lot at a thrift store for an item, sometimes the way they price their items might be able to tip you off on a worthwhile item. That being said, they also very often are charging $20 for Fashion Nova and Shein, so take that with a grain of salt. The next day of sales was Tuesday the 21st. I had 1 Poshmark sale and 1 Mercari sale. The Poshmark sale was a Pendleton Southwestern Bohemian open cardigan size medium. It sold for $35, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $28. I paid $1.75 for that cardigan at a charity church shop in the Rio Grande Valley, so my total profit is $26.25. The next sale was on Mercari. It was a John Galliano vintage Y2K long sleeve V-neck graphic tee, size small. It sold for $40, which was an offer. After Mercari's fees and the cost to ship the item, since I do offer free shipping on Mercari, I received $29.17. I paid $5 for that shirt at Goodwill, so my total profit was $24.17. Now, John Galliano is a very famous designer. He's worked with Dior, amongst other labels, and of course he also has his own label, like this t-shirt. But this shirt was not free of flaws, and that being said, it really wasn't anything particularly special, so I really didn't ask for that much on it. The next day of sales was Wednesday the 22nd. I had 2 Poshmark sales and 1 eBay sale. The first Poshmark sale was a 7 for All Mankind Jagger mid-rise blue jeans size 29. They sold for $36, which was an offer facilitated by FLYP. After Poshmark's fees, I received $26.78. I paid $7 for those jeans at Goodwill, so my total profit was $19.78. I was pretty surprised to get a what I consider high dollar sale for 7 for All Mankind. I bought those jeans on a whim forever ago, and they've sat for a very long time, but they finally sold. I think one of the reasons that they did sell was because FLYP was able to strike while the iron was hot. So if you're not familiar with it, of course I've talked about it on previous videos as well. FLYP is an extension that you could add to your browser. There is no application, it's currently web browser based, and it helps to facilitate several things that make reselling a bit tedious, such as sharing your closet on Poshmark, cross-listing to other platforms, but it also can do automated offers. I always have my FLYP set to send out an offer for 10% off with reduced shipping 3 minutes after a customer has liked an item. Hitting within that very small window of opportunity where the person has seen the item and they want it and they're debating it, sending that offer for reduced shipping and a slightly lower price might be all it takes to push it into the sale territory. And the great thing is that FLYP makes it so much easier because I don't really have to do anything other than just setting it up and making sure that it's running from time to time. And probably the even better best part is that it's completely free. There is no charge or anything for the FLYP extension. So I encourage you to follow the link in my description below and start using it yourself. This is not sponsored content. I am just a big advocate for the extension just because it is super useful to me and it is absolutely free. So why not spread the wealth? The next sale on Poshmark was a Marie Oliver green rayon silk blend raid midi dress size medium. It sold for $40, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $32. I paid $8 for that dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $24. I'd never heard of this brand before, but I thought the label looked interesting, so I looked it up, and it's pretty expensive retail. I believe it's also sometimes sold at Anthropologie, and it sold fairly quickly, in probably a little bit over a week. The last sale for Wednesday was on eBay. It was a Public Rec everyday athleisure pant in heathered navy size 36. I notated that these were flawed because they had a little triangle on the seat of discoloration where it was lighter or darker. I made sure to disclose it in the listing and take photos. They sold for $20, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $15.95. I paid $1 for those pants at a charity shop, so my total profit was $14.95. I've had decent luck with this label in the past, Public Rec. It does appear that it's sort of decreased in resale value since the couple of first times I sold it, but it still seems to do okay. $20 for flawed pants, I'll take it. So Thursday the 23rd was Thanksgiving, and my sales had been a little lackluster up until this point, so I figured I should go ahead and run a sale. For the sale, I actually offered 30% off of the majority of my closet with $4.99 shipping, so slightly lower shipping than what I offer. And I saw some pretty wild results from this sale because I had 10 Poshmark sales. Now, I did not start the sale until about mid-morning, so I actually had a couple sales trickle in before that were a bit higher in value. The first was an Anthropologie Moulinet Sours Vetements green maxi printed dress size 8. It sold for $67, which was an offer facilitated by Flip. After Poshmark's fees, I received $51.58. I paid $6 for that dress at a Salvation Army, so my total profit was $45.58. I love selling an Anthropologie floor-length gown. They always seem to do pretty decently, but of course, always check comps. The next sale on Poshmark was a Buck Mason cotton curved hem tee bundle. There was 2 shirts included in this one, size large. They sold for $30, which was my full asking price. After Poshmark's fees, I received $24. I paid $10 for those shirts at Goodwill, so my total profit was $14. Not a super high profit, but it was a very quick flip, and those shirts were not in perfect condition. So, Buck Mason, definite bolo. Make sure you're looking out for it. Won't resell for a ton, but will usually resell quickly, and as long as your cost of goods is low, worthwhile. Now, after this sale in the mid morning, I did go ahead and start my personal sale, and all the sales just started rolling in. The first one was an Anthropologie colored fossil floral ceramic coasters. It was a set of 4. They sold for $21. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $13.82. I paid $3 for those coasters at Goodwill, so my total profit was $10.82. I've had those forever. I was thrilled to finally get rid of them. Allegedly, home goods from Anthropologie can sometimes do well, but I don't think that these were a particularly hot ticket item. The next sale was a J. Crew vintage red herringbone wool blend peacoat size 12. It sold for $31. After Poshmark's fees, I received $21.82. I paid $10 for that peacoat at Goodwill, so my total profit was $11.82. This is another item that I have had forever and that I was ecstatic to see go. J. Crew you can usually count on for their outerwear and their blazers to perform well, but this piece is pretty dated. The next item to sell was a Free People Novella Royale Onyx Geometric Maxi Dress size extra small, new with tags. It sold for $35. After Poshmark's fees, I received $25.02. I paid $8 for that dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $17.02. Even though that dress was new with tags, I did not pick it up expecting that I was going to flip for a whole lot of money, which is wild because the tag from the store said this dress was $250, and it did not feel like that. It felt like a t-shirt. I think the price that I sold it at is appropriate for it. The next sale was a Kizik Madrid Eco Knit Running Yoga Athleisure Shoes size 9 wide for women. They sold for $45. After Poshmark's fees, I received $33.02. I paid $20 for those shoes, I'm pretty sure, at Goodwill, so that means my profit is $13.02. The next sale was a Bowden metallic jacquard party matching suit set size 6. It sold for $87. After Poshmark's fees, I received $66.62. I paid $15 for that suit at Goodwill, so my total profit was $51.62. I'm a real big fan of selling Bowden, especially if you can find nice patterned or interesting pieces like this suit. Interestingly enough, they had the pants and the jackets separate at Goodwill. I just happened to find both pieces and thankful they were both in the same size. And it was $10 for the jacket, $5 for the pants. They sat for a while, but I bet this is going to be a fantastic outfit for a New Year's party or a holiday party. The next sale in Poshmark was a Hairston Roberson Ropa Western Velvet Studded Denim Vest size medium. It sold for $28. After Poshmark's fees, I received $19.42. I'm pretty sure I paid $3 for this vest at a Salvation Army, so my total profit is $16.42. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a Lance Vintage 70s Red Psychedelic Disco Maxi Dress size small. It sold for $45, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $36. I paid $8 for that dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $28. I thought this dress was really incredible. I really loved it. It was floor length. They had long sleeves, they had a high neck, and this really incredible pattern. I had just listed this item fairly recently, and I didn't really feel like holding on to it forever. Sometimes with vintage, you kind of need to take your chance when you got it. An offer in the hand right now is worth 2 offers 3 years later. And in the grand scheme of things, it's a good profit for a dress. And I didn't have to sit on it forever. The last sale for Thursday on Poshmark was a Versace collaboration with H&M leather sleeve black car coat size 40 regular. It sold for $120, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $96, and I paid $70 for this jacket at a Buffalo exchange, so my total profit was $26. I didn't necessarily buy this with the plan on reselling it. I initially bought it for myself just because I'm a big fan of H&M collaborations with designers. But on that note, they're not always super sought after. The majority of designer collaborations, the further and further out you get from when the piece was released, the lower and lower your return is on the item, unless it's an ultra rare item. Even though I really didn't get to wear that myself, just because I never really had an opportunity, I'm glad that I was still able to flip it and make a little bit of profit. Next were my eBay sales. The first one was a Pendleton vintage 70s green plaid tartan wool wide leg pants size 34. They sold for $50, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $41.92. I paid $4 for those pants at a Salvation Army, so my total profit was $37.92. Pretty decent return for Pendleton. The next item to sell on eBay was a J. Crew 365 going out career blazer in black stretch twill, size 16 tall. It sold for $65, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $54.85. I paid $10 for that blazer at Goodwill, so my total profit was $44.85. The next item to sell on eBay was a Margot The Point blue denim ballet flat size 9W. They sold for $75, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $66.49. I paid $7.50 for those flats at a Salvation Army, so my total profit was $58.99. The last sale on eBay was a Casa Atlantic El Hadida luxury flat front cotton khaki pants size 34 by 30. They sold for $80, which was an offer. After eBay's fees, I received $67.81. I paid $3.50 for those pants at a Salvation Army, so my total profit was $64.31. I had never heard of this label before, and these khakis really didn't look like anything special, but the moment I touched them, they really had a sort of heavy weight to them that really felt like high quality. So, of course, that then intrigued me to go ahead and look at the interior and look at the label, and I was like, I bet this is one of those like hipster military khaki aficionado labels. And lo and behold, it was. So the label is called Casa Atlantic. It's like Casa with Atlantic joined together. And they are based out of Morocco, and they base a lot of their designs off of vintage military wear. So they use luxurious fabrics and they put a lot of time and effort into their craftsmanship. And I can tell, I actually liked these pants a lot and wish they fit me, but they didn't quite. That sale happened in less than a day. So if you ever see this label, absolutely pick it up. The next day of sales was Friday the 24th, and I had 5 Poshmark sales, and I believe the majority of these were likely to trickle over from Thursday because, of course, when you send out an offer, it's good for 24 hours, and I sent out the offer mid-morning, so a couple of these sales are also attributed to the sale I ran on Thursday. The first one was an UGG Classic Cardi Knit Sheepskin Lined Boots, size 9. They sold for $21. After Poshmark's fees, I received $13.82. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for these, but I am pretty sure that it was $5. And most likely at Goodwill. I think the only reason I picked these up was just because they were so low. I don't typically source UGGs. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $8.82. The next sale was an Oakley True Fishing Black Matte Hard Sunglasses case. It sold for $16, which was an offer facilitated by Flip. After Poshmark's fees, I received $10.78. I paid $1 for that sunglass case at a Family Thrift Center outlet, so my total profit was $9.78. That also sold very quickly in a matter of a couple of days. The next sale was a Pendleton Minimalist Wide Leg Black Virgin Wool Pull-On Pants size 12. They sold for $24. After Poshmark's fees, I received $16.22. I paid $1 for these pants at a pay by the pound bodega, so my total profit was $15.22. I usually do not have luck with Pendleton, and this week I sold 3 pieces. So weird happenings over here. The next sale was a vintage flawed 70s green satin exposed back gown, size small. It sold for $27, which was an offer facilitated by Flip. After Poshmark's fees, I received $19.58. I paid $5 for that dress at a Value Village, so my total profit was $14.58. This was a beautiful gown. It reminded me of like what you might see a character wear in like a Christmas party or like a tree lighting ceremony or something in a Victorian style film or something like that. But it definitely had its flaws. It had discolorations, it had a couple of stains, and the interior was completely unlined and had a lot of unruly seams. But that being said, this dress sold in less than an hour. So I really think Flipped helped me out a lot on that one with making the sale just because they sent that offer right away. The next sale was a DKNY black collared knit midi Wednesday dress size medium. It sold for $22, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $17.60. I paid $8 for that dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $9.60. I don't typically source DKNY, but I picked this up just because it was very Wednesday core, a little bit punk, a little bit goth, so relatively trendy. The last day of sales was Saturday the 25th. I had 2 Poshmark sales. The first sale was a We the Free Cali plaid slouchy boxy blazer size medium, new without tabs. It sold for $45, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $33.98. I paid $10 for that blazer at Goodwill, so my total profit is $23.98. I've had good luck recently with We the Free. But when it comes to Free People, I try to stick exclusively to outerwear or maybe floor-length maxi dresses, or Free People Beach has also recently treated me well. Make sure that you check comps and consider what your cost of goods is. The last sale for the week was a Ramey Brook Navy Bohemian Pattern Davy Blouson mini dress size medium. It sold for $40, which was an offer. After Poshmark's fees, I received $32. I paid $2.72 for that dress at a family thrift center, so my total profit was $29.28. I sourced this dress fairly recently, and I am pleased to see that it moved fairly quickly as well. I think just a matter of a month or two. I had seen that this dress did have really great comps, but on that note, I did see that some of the higher price comps, I believe the dress was made of 100% silk. And this dress was made of 100% polyester, so not quite as luxurious. I found that a little bit odd just because it was the exact same pattern and design, but I was happy to get this offer and make that sale in the time frame that I did. That is all my sales for the week. Let's go ahead and summarize real quick. Starting with Poshmark, I had 22 items sell for a total of $915. After Poshmark's fees, I received $698.06. I paid $227.47 for the items that sold on Poshmark, so my total profit is $470.59. Not too shabby. On Mercari, I sold a single item for $40. After Mercari's fees and the cost to ship, I received $29.17. I paid $5 for that item, so my total profit was $24.17. On eBay, I sold 7 items for a total of $400. After eBay's fees, I received $342.70. I paid $54 for those items that sold, so my total profit is $288.70 for eBay. That brings me to my grand total. I sold 30 items across 3 platforms for $1,355. After the fees associated with the miscellaneous platforms, I received $1,069.93. I paid $286.47 in cost of goods for all items. So my total profit for the week is $783.46. All in all, a pretty great week. I'm also thankful that that sale helped to clear out a lot of stale merchandise as well. Did you run a sale? If so, make sure to let me know how it went in the comments below. Please also make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. I really appreciate your support of this channel. And until next time, see ya. Y'all, I am thankful for the sales that I made this week because it helped to cushion the blow, because on Black Friday, I definitely spent a good chunk of money. I did buy a lot of business things, so I was running low on labels, and they were allegedly on sale on Amazon. I won't lie, I don't remember how much I paid the last time, but it did say that they were reduced, so I figured let me go ahead and stock up. So I bought like 3 of these thermal label boxes. Each one of them has like 500, I think. So I'm pretty well stocked for the next few months. I also bought giant rolls of tape and a couple of other things just for my side hustle. If you didn't manage to take advantage for that on Black Friday, then I definitely recommend Cyber Monday. They're likely also going to have a lot of deals for that type of stuff, so it's a good time to stock up on some of your business inventory for the coming year. I also bought myself a new phone, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm not usually the kind of person who spends a lot of money on cell phones, but I did put down a pretty sizable amount in order to buy a Google Pixel 8 Pro. So looking forward to toying around with that, especially with some of the photography things. Something that gets on my nerves is like when I'm taking photos of items and I can see like a light switch or electrical outlet at the bottom. So I'm hoping that with that AI stuff and the editing on the Google Pixel 8 Pro, I'll be able to sort of quickly Photoshop those things out without actually having to whip up Photoshop. I also bought a floor length mirror just because it was cheap at Walmart. They had it for like 60 bucks, a nice arched mirror. And it said that it was originally $198, so I fell for that one real easy. Did you take advantage of any Black Friday sales, or do you have any plans for something you want to buy for Cyber Monday? Let me know in the comments below. Here's to the Restyle Files 1-year anniversary. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.